So, continuing on the theme of why do they buy, it's important to keep in mind the client profiles. Different target markets are going to have different needs. Every client that you profile, you can actually come up with some key benefits that they're looking for in your product or service. These keywords are going to impact your marketing. And it's really easy to see, like those ladies that are in the bottom left right-hand corner are probably going to purchase differently than the fellow that's in the top right-hand corner, left-hand corner. Different needs that you're identifying in each of those people. So keeping in mind some of those benefits will help you with your marketing, which is now what we're going to talk about. So we looked at the who buys from us, why do they buy. Now let's talk about some smart, innovative tools really briefly so that we can have somewhere to go with all of this information. The first thing you want to do is have whatever kind of tool you're going to be using, have a really great design to it. Secondly, you're looking for something low cost, and that's something important for all of us on a budget. And we always want to take a look at innovative new things that are coming into the forefront. Social media has big buzz about it. So we want to effectively design, look at some low-cost methods, and look at some innovative ways of connecting with our clients. The effective design of your marketing materials really begins with branding. And before we get into any of the design elements, I just want to take a few moments to talk about branding your business. Branding is just a way of presenting your business where everything that a customer sees and hears will convey a consistent message about your business. So after you think through what the message is that you want to convey to your customers, whether it's stress-free, whether it's a low-cost type of discount environment, whether it is superior quality or excellent service, you look at actually the logo development. Is usually one of the first things that you do when you design any kind of marketing materials. And you have this as the basis for all of your promotional campaigns and marketing materials. These are really, I guess, commonplace logos. We don't even have to say what they are for us to have that brand recognition. We know the name of the business, primarily what they sell, and we usually have an opinion about their quality and the worth of their customer service. So ideally, your logo design should generate emotion in your customer, because we all buy on emotion to some degree. It will allow your customer to describe it easily, where colors and pictures are recognizable, and you want your logo to be, and your business identity to be memorable. So consider these factors when you're coming up with your logo or your design of your brand, and at every turn you want to make sure that your customers can match the promotional materials to your brand identity or your image that you're hoping to portray. Everything matches. That's the key. One of the first and foremost promotional items is the business card, and that goes without saying. It's important to have a card. You want to have it, if possible, professionally produced. You want to make a great use of color. You also want to include white space, which means that your card is not so busy that it takes away from the clear message that you want to get across, which is your contact info, your logo, and your branding. And as well, remember, front and back are both available for use, and the contact info has to be clearly and cleanly identified. So on the front of the card, I usually say, company name, logo, contact info for your physical store, your online presence. Sometimes people have a little tagline or a jingle, a slogan that they use in their branding, and that's great to put on the front as well. I would absolutely include all of those. On the back, if you choose to incur that additional cost, you can also include a service list or a map on how to find your store location if it's a little dicey on how do people find you. Some people put discount offers or sayings or brain teasers. I also like to have just a little area to write on the back of the card, because I've kept a lot of cards that have something of value like that on the back, and your customers probably will too. So if you have, yes.
It's Jade in Regina.
Hi, Jade.
Just an awareness that in some cultures it's insulting to write on the person's business card. So a lot of us do that. I know I do that as a memory trigger. So just be aware that if someone gives you a business card, that you're clear that they're okay with it if you're writing in front of them. Because quite often it's like, oh, okay, when are we going to meet? And you'll make a note right in front of them. So it's just an awareness for people.
Great point, Jane. That's great. And that comes to cultural awareness and some other things that we are not probably going to have time to talk about, especially if you're doing international business. But those are key points to kind of know your audience. You're right. Okay. What I like to say about business cards is if you're starting from scratch, just start to collect cards that appeal to you. Copy what you like from them, discount what you don't, and that will really help you with developing your own card and really getting that branding down pat. So here I just scanned in a few memorable cards that I thought were quite fun, very memorable. This is a dentist, and he's using his card in a fun way. You know, the color is fun. There's a lineup of teeth on the bottom. And I really like the floss, which eventually will probably come out of the card. But it makes me think the image of this doctor is that I'm going to go in and I'm going to be put at ease. I'm not going to have a stressful experience when I go to see this doctor because he seems fun. He seems like he'd make it an okay experience for me if I was scared of the dentist. Here's some other examples. The one on the left is for a landscaping company. So there's a great logo displayed on the front. Everything else seems a little small, but that could just be because I don't have a really big picture of it. The memorable part on the landscaping card is that it's actually a little envelope that holds seeds to plant in your garden. So that's very memorable. The business card on the right is for a professional trainer. This card actually lacks detail. Maybe there's something on the back that I can't see, but it kind of puts forward the idea of thinking outside the box in that it's not a paper-based card. It's actually a mini exercise band. So I would totally keep that. It would stick by my mind. If I was looking for a personal trainer, I would absolutely seek them out. All right, so just a little about business cards. The next is a topic that we're going to talk about is EFlyers or poster designs. And planning out an e-flyer actually can be kind of fun. An e-flyer is just an electronic flyer or an electronic poster that you'd like to send out to a distribution network of your clients that you've collected their email addresses. You can actually just simply ask your clients to give you their email addresses when you see them or when you correspond with them. And in this way you can say, well, I'll send you updates on special events, sales, maybe tips of the trade that I have that might benefit you, best practices. It's an easy process to build up your email database, and I'd encourage you to do that. So now that you have an email database, it's important to remember that all of our inboxes are flooded with emails every single day. And so for you to have an email flyer that's effective, it should announce something that's worth your client's time to read. You want to have some sort of attention grabber or a call to action. You need to really have a great layout to your e-flyer or your poster if you're going to print them out and put them up around town or whatnot. Headings, having it in sections, having the eye move in an up-down direction or a left-to-right direction, segmenting your poster. It's kind of important so that you don't put everything on the poster. You leave some of that white space so that it's easy to read. Eliminating the noise kind of speaks to that white space. And all I mean by that is making sure that there's not too much on that poster that takes away from the message. Text size and type is important as well. If you're trying to attract your audience, you want to make sure that the headings are larger than the more body type of environment on your poster or e-flyer, and always include that consistent brand. So here are a couple of posters that grabbed my attention and I thought I'd include. The resolution I'm hoping is good enough for you to see. The important thing is the hamburger got my attention, to be honest with you on this one. I was hungry, obviously, at the time. But the hamburger jumps out, as well the word barbecue, and the invitation along the left-hand side jumps out at me. And I think that the colors probably match with their branding, for this is the Big Brothers Big Sisters Association. So I think that there's a lot of themed branding here, as well as the attention grabber and some of the other information that they wanted you to know right away. Here's another one. I did a workshop or a luncheon, I guess, in Cardiff, Saskatchewan. Again with the food, I'm big into the food, but another thing that kind of pops out to me is the words Cardiff Business Luncheon. So if I was someone in Cardiff, but I didn't really care about business at all, I wouldn't be really attracted to this, other than I might see a great sandwich, read a little bit, not be too interested. But if I was in business, saw the sandwich, saw there was a luncheon, I would absolutely get more than a glance at this. I would take it and probably give a phone call. And the last one, this is kind of a neat one. It's for a youth program, and the attention grabber is the headline, "Is your wallet looking a little flat?" Well, if this poster was in schools or sent out to students, they love money, so I'm assuming that we get a little bit of response this way. And then you'd see the branding, Youth Biz eShow is the logo, and some of the other contact info. So those are e-flyers or posters that you can send out to clients, as well as print out and have around town announcing special events. And they do work quite well.